The stranger John McCready causes a stir in the tiny California town of Black Rock because he's the only passenger to get off the first train to come through in years. He makes everyone even more nervous when he says he's looking for a farmer named Komoko. The unofficial boss of the town, Reno Smith, claims that Komoko is long gone, interred with all the other Japanese Americans during World War II. McCready, polite but disbelieving, notes that the war ended and internees are released. Nonetheless, no one does much to help McCready get to Komoko's farm at Adobe Flat, not even the whiskey-drinking Sheriff Horn. After some tense conversations and thinly veiled threats, McCready discovers the burnt remains of the farm and deduces something sinister went down a few years ago, even if he doesn't have all the pieces yet to make a definitive conclusion. He also begins to fear the threatening figures of Black Rock will conspire to prevent him from leaving the tiny town alive. Bad Day at Black Rock is a noirish neo-western set in the immediate aftermath of World War II. McCready, played by Spencer Tracy, is a disabled veteran trying to keep a promise to a fellow veteran and finds himself caught in a tiny town held thrall to Robert Ryan's Reno Smith, who keeps everyone in check with the poisonous shame of a crime committed years ago. Few in the insular community are willing to risk going against him, even when they suspect McCready is a man trying to do the right thing. As Liz Worth, played by Anne Francis, points out, McCready is a stranger who is just passing through. Everyone else is her neighbor, and she has to live with them. McCready's unanswered repost is to ask how good a neighbor she was to Komoko. The cast is top-notch, with established talents like Lee Marvin and Ernest Borgnine putting in strong performances as secondary characters, doing Reno's dirty work. The acting carries most of the film and provides a lot of the tension as characters lie, cajole, and verbally spar with each other until the conflict escalates to unbearable levels. The cinematography reinforces the sense of stifling isolation, with the wide, dry vistas surrounding this tiny town, cutting it off from the rest of the world, with only the train tracks and the telegraph providing any external connection. The sweltering heat and pressure of time, McCready only intends to be in town for one day and then leave when the train comes through the next morning, increase the anxiety and agitation among all the characters. In many ways, it is a film of quiet, mounting tension, and you know at some point there has to be an explosive release. There is a twofold mystery to this movie that depends on the perspective of the characters. First, there is the mystery that McCready is trying to solve. Where is Komoko, and what happened at the farm? The second mystery is from the perspective of the townsfolk of Black Rock. Who is John McCready, and what does he want in coming to their town? As these mysteries get solved over the course of the movie, they result in the climax of whether or not McCready will be able to leave Black Rock when the truth is uncovered. This leads into the movie's themes about what is justice? How do people find redemption? What does it take for someone to have a life worth living? And how does someone prepare to meet their own death? The film it reminds me of the most is High Noon with Gary Cooper, released in 1952, just a few years before Bad Day at Black Rock. It also uses a small western town, threats of impending violence, and the reactions of the townsfolk, aggressors, and potential victims to ask some uncomfortable ethical questions. The tightness of its construction and the deceptive simplicity of the story make Bad Day at Black Rock a strong film, and it is little wonder that it went on to influence so many other movies and television shows beyond the Western genre. But what do you, the audience at home, think? Have you seen Bad Day at Black Rock? What do you think of it as a noir mystery movie and as a Western? Do you think it still holds up after 70 years? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my peculiar notions. If you appreciate this channel and want to support it, you know what to do. You can also take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel of another YouTube creator you enjoy, where the algorithm will have Ernest Borgnine run you off a desert road. Until next time, watch some good movies, live, and be well.